Tell me a little bit about what you expect from this weekend. Let's get that out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, this weekend it's going to be a really good atmosphere. You know, having a full sellout crowd, and for us as well, having our own little Scottish team is going to be really good. You know, obviously we're the underdogs going into this, but I think it's just nice for everybody to get the opportunity to go and compete in front of a home crowd. You know, in a Scotland team, because we won't get the chance until it comes to the Commonwealth Games, so it's almost a little stepping stone for a lot of athletes who can kind of take in the atmosphere, take in the sort of the crowd and use it and think, right, this is what it's going to be like in Glasgow, and try and just feed off that.
How do you prepare yourself ahead of the Commonwealth Games? I mean, there's so much to go before that. How do you kind of compartmentalise the season?
It's just, you just kind of focus on every little bit. You know, I try not to think too much about the Commonwealth at the moment and try and sort of focus on my immediate goals. So my focus at the moment is on the weekend, and then it'll be on my next indoor race, and then once the indoor's over, it'll be on my training sessions and my first race, and it's sort of trying to just kind of do it in little steps rather than focus on that big picture. I think if I focus on that, I'll probably just, you know, drive myself crazy. So it's just about taking each race as it comes, each training session as it comes, and just trying to improve myself every time.
How's your winter gone?
It's gone well, yeah. I've just come back from South Africa. I've spent 3 weeks out there.
Lucky girl.
Yeah, so that was really good. I've got about 3 weeks worth of really good training in there. Just I've been focusing a lot on sort of speed work this year, because we feel that's kind of where I've lacked a little bit. So yeah, it's been really good. And
you were quite strong last year. I mean,
yeah.
So one season it's strength, endurance, and
yeah, well, we focused a bit on speed last year as well, and it was a lot on sort of my general flat speed. That's, we did a lot of 400s and a lot of indoors, and that was good because it gave me the confidence to know, yeah, my flat speed's there. It's just about getting the hurdling right, and that's pretty much the attitude we have this year. I think last year was really good for me, and my coach and I have the attitude, if it's not broke, don't fix it, and we're just building on what we did last year and carrying that into this year. The only thing we did differently was started the speed work a little bit earlier.
Tell me about last year and the culmination, obviously the World Championships, successful for you. I mean, how did you see the whole of 2013, the season, and obviously ended in Moscow? It
was great, yeah, everything went really well for me, and I just kind of built on what I did. First of all, the indoor season went really well, and then I just built on that towards the outdoor season, and to sort of culminate it with a medal at the World Championships was just, you know, it was just the icing on the cake. There was a couple of races that I wasn't that happy with, and I think if this year I can just get consistently good races in my hurdles, then it'll be even better. But yeah, I can't really fault too much about 2013.
You're number one 400 metre hurdler, right?
Well,
is that right?
Not really, because Perry's technically number one, but
with her being injured.
With her being injured,
that means that the target's on your back.
Well, it is a little bit, yeah. It's a new situation, and it's a strange one, because a lot of folk have said to me, oh, you know, it must be good not having Perry, but Perry and I think make each other what we are, you know, because I race her so often and domestically, you know, that was the nice thing about going to the World Champs, you know, because I race Perry week in, week out. You know, any of those girls I faced at the World Champs, I wasn't going to be scared of them, because, you know, they're just as good as she is. So yeah, it's you know, it's got its pros and cons. Obviously, I'm not going to have Perry at the trials, things like that, where I normally would. So
have you spoken to her since you got here?
I saw her actually in Loughborough, just sort of in November time. I just spoke to her briefly, just see how she was getting on and things like that. But I think she's progressing well, and you know, she's a tough cookie. So I think, you know, all the rehab that she's got to do, you know, she'll grab that, and you just really go on with it.
My last question then is, if it went perfectly, how would 2014 go?
If it went perfectly, I'd have that gold medal in Glasgow, and I'd have success at the World Indoors and at the Europeans as well. But I can't help what anybody else does. I've just got to make sure I go out there and perform the best on that day, and hopefully that's enough to take something home.
Good luck.